Greetings, you little snot-stained t-shirts wearing ogres. This is your host, whatever my name is, Star, and welcome to the 15th episode of the Clip This podcast. I'm taking it real chill this episode. I'm leaned back in my couch, in my green couch, that's not covered in snot because I'm not cold ever. I'm just no, I'm not gonna run that bit. But I'm in my element. I'm laid back. I'm holding the mic scarily so it doesn't make any bloody noise. All right, and that's it. I think that's it for the episode. No, but weather report, pretty grey, pretty cloudy. It's actually like 10 p.m. at the moment. No, 9 p.m. Sorry. So I don't see much of the weather, but I was debating on going for a late night walk. I don't want to do that. I realized just rising up from my chair, no, that's not what I want to do. No, God, no. And been some updates to the apartment. Got some new carpets, a doormat, a rug for the bathroom, and a corridor rug. I've gotten one of my kitchen lamps set up. The other lamps I have to wait to know if I can drill holes in the ceiling with my giant rod, just drilling holes in the ceiling, just pumping the ceiling, dude. Humping the ceiling and drilling holes with my big rod. That's how I feel like. Isn't that how Americans talk? Or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, like a fishing rod. Not that way. Not paused. I haven't paused. I've kept playing. I've not paused. Anyways, just gotten a nightstand. Picked it up today. Unpacked it real quick. It's like a cool one. It's like a cylinder one, with cabinets, or with like little cabinet things on it. And I placed an IKEA lamp on there, just for the good measure. And it looks neat. It looks neat. It's actually, I think it's I don't want to be bougie, and I don't want to use that word either. Rest in peace, Offset. And but it's kind of I think it's designer-esque. Nightstand. A designer nightstand. That's when you've become something else, and it's not because of this podcast, but because I'm not getting any sort of engagement or anything out of it, but it's fun to keep on going, and it's fun to ramble on sometimes, and it's kind of funny to record because I realize things about myself. Also, it's my weekly practice of English, just to keep that going, because otherwise I just let it go for some reason. So this is the way that I keep my English going, even though I don't talk to anyone, but I talk to myself, and that's enough, I guess, because I'm training my mind. I'm training my mind into the English takeover of me, myself, and I. That's the unholy empire that I'm taking over. Anyways, I've been watching a lot of films lately. I've been watching really bad horror movies. I've been in that kind of faucet for the last week, I think, and it's been kind of fun, to be honest. I don't want to say these movies are bad on the internet, but I'm gonna say my opinion. So live with it or die with it. and I watched like Sissy was one of them. It was really strange. Like the production was good. Like I liked the way it was made. But it was just too nuts, in a sense, and it was a little bit too much. Not in the gory way. I like the gory parts of it. The parts that I didn't like was the, the social interaction between the characters in the movie. That just came across like really annoying, and I know that was the point of it, and I know it was intentional, but it still was like I was aching. My body was aching out of like cringe and discomfort. So I didn't like that part. I don't want movies to make me feel that way, so it's not a feel good movie. Would recommend watching it though if you like that kind of nuts, crazy, gory, scary movie thing. It's not scary though, but it's gory. Unless you're like one of those people who faint when they see blood, then I wouldn't watch it at all. But that's entirely up to you. And I watched I watched Croc last night. One of the worst like CGI effects things that I've seen ever. I think like I was a little bit disappointed when I saw the shark in Jaws, but I was prepared for it, This movie, sorry, I was prepared to see a crocodile. What I wasn't prepared to see was that thing. Like, you have to watch the movie to even get what it was. Like, it's hard to even describe it as anything. Like, it looks like a digitalized 2D 1 pixel 1 frame esque like crocodile that chews on its own mouth and has blood all over its mouth all the time, and it just arrives out of nowhere, and the way it moves is just like, it looks like it's really slow, but then all of a sudden it's really quick, and it just jumps out of the water, even though it has taken it like 30 minutes to get to the pool, which is like 20 meters. But when it's in the pool, it goes faster than the light, than the speed of light. And it's just, it's an insane concept. But it was kind of funny. It was kind of a funny movie to watch. Anyways, I watched, what else did I watch? I watched Beware the Lake, I think the name of it was. Insanely bad and low production. The sound quality was worse than this podcast, and that is saying something. Even though this podcast isn't that badly produced, but that was like 5 times worse. I think it was really, really bad, and the photo looked like, the photo kind of looked like a really low budget version of a house renovating program, like those two twins, like, or flip, what's it called? Flip or flip, whatever that, like house flipping programs, like a really low budget one of those, and then with a wet a wet pale woman running around strangling people who deserve to be strangled. And that was the whole premise of the movie, basically. And it was kind of funny. And it was, I don't usually get scared by jump scares, or I don't even react to jump scares naturally because I watch so many scary movies. But this one actually got me because it was so unexpected when the jump scares was gonna happen, because the production of it was so weird. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't see it coming. So that was a good part, because I actually jumped one time. So I wasn't prepared for that. But otherwise, other than that, I mean, storyline, not that good. Execution, not that good. But in the end, solid movie. Solid movie. Wouldn't recommend it to anyone. But I would also say that if you're in the mood to watch something really bad, and you want to have a laugh, even though it's not a comedy, I would recommend watching it, because it's kind of cool to see movies like that, but it's also not. Anyways, what else did I watch? Or should I stop this segment? No, I should keep going, right? Right, audience? Yes. They're saying yes. And I watched Cheer or Die, I think, was one movie that I watched. That one I liked. That one had the production, it had the storyline, and it was actually entertaining. Like it was like not like a bad scary movie, but it was not good either. Like it was bang on in the middle, a little bit above middle. Like I would say it was a little bit more than okay. I think it wasn't good, but it was a little bit more than okay. And I enjoyed watching it because it had everything that it needed to have, So go watch that one. What else did I watch? Oh yeah, I watched I saw the Emil from the Trillionaire Mindset podcast, from the TMG network. I saw him speaking about this movie Barbarian on Twitter, which, by the way, is Twitter's dying, but we all know that. And I'm not trying to revive it, to be honest. I'm letting it, give less and less life as we speak. But anyways, Barbarian. He thought the movie was overhyped. I haven't seen that much hype about it, but I'm not in those. Maybe I'm not in the movie circles, and I'm not watching what people are thinking about movies. I don't know, but I kind of liked it. I thought the production of it was good compared to the other ones that I've seen this week. I thought the cinematography was quite good. I thought the effects were good. Like I didn't think any of the what's it called? Any of the effects were like, oh, this is really bad. I didn't think that. I thought it was solid. Like all the effects, all the cosmetics and whatever they used to produce that movie, it was good. I liked it, and the storyline, not so fond of. I kind of get it, but it was a little bit too much, and the fact that everyone went down in the basement, just like that, no. Didn't like it. The part where the guy from Galaxy Quest gets down in the basement was like not good. I didn't sympathize with him at all. I don't know, like he seemed like a piece of shit, to be honest. And you know, I didn't like the characters, not any of them, and not after what they did in that movie. You know, like I didn't like any of the characters. I liked the main character at first, but then she went down in the basement like multiple times and acted like she wanted to die, which in a scary movie isn't the appropriate way of acting, I don't think. I mean, if you want to die, just die, you know. but don't like want to die and then run away from what's trying to kill you. That just seems pointless. That just seems like you're on the fence. And honestly, you should jump up and land on the fence so you can let these jagged edges just pierce through you like Piers Morgan. Yeah, that's what I think. The ending was... I didn't like the ending, I don't think. I don't really remember the ending now that I think about it, but yeah, it was really weird. But it was... I liked as I said, the cinematography and all of it. And I watched... What else did I watch? Mr. Harrington's Phone, I think I watched, with the guy from It. And it really felt like It in the beginning, because I think it's a Stephen Hawking thing too. So it was kind of a rip-off in the beginning, but then it went further and further away from It, and the copycat thing went away. I thought it was a solid movie, actually. I thought it was one of the better ones that I've seen, because of the cinematography, at least in the beginning. I really liked it. I really liked it. The big pan shots, the soundtrack of it was really good. I liked the acting in it from everyone. I think everyone was a solid in the acting part, and I thought the ending was a little bit anticlimactic. I'm not going to mention anything, but it was a little bit anticlimactic. But in the end, I enjoyed that movie. It was a decent movie. It was. I wouldn't say it was. I would barely say it's good. Like it just below good is where I would like rank it. And yeah, I think that's most of the movies that I've seen. To be honest, I can't remember them all, and I don't want to turn this episode into a movie review, but I've already done that, so maybe I just check my phone and see what all of them were, and I can just go all in. I watched The Lair. That was a decent movie. Like the effects were good. The monsters looked really good. But there was something that was off about it. But I generally, that movie was good because it had elements that I didn't foresee and I hadn't seen in any of the other movies that I watched, which is like the military aspect. I haven't watched many military movies with military perspectives, so that was cool. And I thought the conflicts between the Americans and the people on the ground, wherever they were. I think it was Afghanistan. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to seem racist, but um, that seemed a little bit much, you know. So the conflict there became a little bit much, but I understand it. They had to keep that going throughout the movie. But yeah, I thought it was a well-rounded movie. It was good. Then I watched The Harbinger, which I thought was kind of good, but kind of had an anticlimactic ending. Wasn't too fond of that. I wasn't too fond of the main sort of villain, or whatever you want to call it, like the actual Harbinger, with the beak, the noise, and everything. I wasn't too fond of that, but other than that, you know, what's happening? Sound? I don't know, but all right. Well, that was kind of weird. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned the name of it. I think that was a thing in the movie. Like, you shouldn't mention the name, you shouldn't pronounce it. So I guess I'm not going to pronounce it because it seems to trigger the audio. So maybe there's a ghost in my eyes or something. Then I watched The Woodsman, which is kind of an older movie. I think it was with Kevin Bacon, who always plays a rapist for some reason because he fits that role. Don't know if that's a indication of something else. I don't know, but it doesn't seem good. That was a really good movie. It was really creepy, and you know, it was about pedophilia, I think, and it was kind of scary and kind of gross at times. But in the end, the main character did the right things. He acted in the proper way, in a proper good way, and yeah, good movie, solid acting. Mos Def did incredible acting. Kevin Bacon, really good acting. The other parts as well, like solid movie, even though it's a little bit old. I watched Pray for the Devil. And that was a cool little movie, you know, a little cool movie. Like, the effects were decent. I liked the storyline. What I didn't like was when the classic part in the scary movies when it turns too much, when it becomes too much, like when it goes overboard. Like, for example, in The Conjuring 2, for example, when all the things start ripping the house down, it becomes a little bit too much, that kind of thing. So yeah, Pray for the Devil, I give it a medium. I give it a okay. I give it a pass. It had some good moments. It has some good scary moments. My internet was a little bit on and off when I watched it, so it was a little bit the experience got a little bit ruined by that, but I don't think the plot was thick as blood, but I give it a decent. Then I watched Deadstream, which was a really entertaining horror movie. Like, that's one that I would really recommend. Like, if you want to watch a fun, entertaining horror movie that isn't too slow and it's not too quick onto things, like, it's just at the right tempo, it just had the right, cliffhangers and to keep you watching and to keep you intrigued. It really had everything. Like, it starts off very, very weird, very cringe, but once you get past that, once you give it a shot, like a proper shot, and you get a little bit into it, you will. I hope you'd enjoy it. I hope you'd appreciate it, because I really did. I thought it was crap in the first maybe 10 minutes or so, but then I really got into it, and it really got entertaining, and it really got a hold of me. and it was funny. It had comedic bits. It had scary bits. It had tension. It had production, which was very low budget, but anyways, it was really good. And yeah, my kind of horror movie. I wouldn't say it was like a high scoring movie in my book, but it was perfect for what I wanted it to be. You know, it met my expectations perfectly, and I think that was all of them. No, one last one. No, two ones. I watched Men was one that I watched. I don't remember any of it. I don't have any clue what it was about. Oh no, yeah, I had. That was one of the weirdest movies I've ever watched. Like, the ending of it was crazy. Like, it was just. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's not much of a spoiler since nothing really happens, and I'm not gonna say who does it and whatnot. But it was like I think it was like 10, no, maybe 6 or 7 births taking place in the ending scene, and it was beautifully shot. It was beautifully made. It was beautifully curated, and gross and ugly at the same time, which is impressive. I must say that. And the effects are great, but it's so strange. Like, I don't know what it's for. I think it's mostly for the art purposes of the movie, because the movie has some really artful bits, some really artful shots. Like, it tries to be like a art gallery thing. Like, you could pick some screenshots from that movie and put them in an art gallery, and it would make sense, to be honest. That's the level that it's on. So I think that aspect of it was cool, but it was too weird. Like, the movie was too weird, and that's saying something, because I'm quite strange, But yeah, I would give that a solid, a little bit more than okay. Because of the whole, the storyline doesn't really. Maybe I didn't collect all the pieces well enough, but I didn't think it was good enough. And then I watched Smile, which had been hyped up a little bit too much, to the point where I was thinking, like, this is going to be one of the best horror movies that I've seen. And it was. At least this year. This year and last year. It's one of the better horror movies that I've seen. It has lingered on in my mind, actually, a little bit, because it is scary. Like, it's what I think Hereditary was a few years ago when that came out. That stirred up quite a conversation, and it was quite hyped. And I think this one is this year's Hereditary, to be honest. Like, I think maybe Hereditary has a little bit more depth in terms of what it actually means and how everything's connected. Like, I like the storyline of Hereditary better than I like Smile. But I like the simple scariness of Smile. How simple, but yet how scary it is, with those means, and such a kind of a simple storyline. Not gonna lie, but I like the true crimes aspect of it, where it's a little bit of detective work to try and figure out what it's doing and how this thing keeps getting on to people. That's really cool. And the first time, it's really scary in the beginning. At the end, it has sort of the effect that I was speaking about earlier, with the horror movies tend to overdrive things. I think that happened a little bit at the end because it became a little bit much. But it was a good ending, although the ending was very predictable. Like, I saw it coming miles and miles and miles away. But it was cool. It was a really good movie. I would give it I know it's one of the better horror movies that I've seen in a while. So I think it's really good for a horror movie, and I think it's good when it comes to just a movie. But if you want to see horror, it's definitely the movies to see. Wow, I really went in and went for the kill with this episode. If you're asleep, tap the like button. This has been me rambling on about movies for basically 20 minutes straight. Apologize for it. Yes, I will apologize. Apology. This is apology. And I am just going to wish you a nice week and a nice day and a nice night, and take care of yourselves, and take care of your mothers and your fathers and your brothers and your sisters and your nieces and your cousins and whatnot. Your dogs, your ogres, your pigs, your flies, your maggots. Take care of whatever vermin you have in your spider's web, and I will see you maybe next week, maybe the next after that, and take care. Bye.